I remember when I first played Deltarune Chapter 1 that I was already thinking, dang, this is incredible. Like, it rivals even Undertale. Like, if the rest of the game is like this, then it's going to be incredible. Yet somehow Deltarune Chapter 2 manages to be even better, really. Like, to me, it's not even a contest. Like, sure, I'm still unsure if Deltarune is overall better than Undertale. There's just, like, certain things that touched me about Undertale that, you know, like, the highs are just so incredibly high of Undertale, but in terms of comparing Chapter 1 to Chapter 2, it's not even a contest. Obviously, we still get the continuing adventures of Chris, Susie, and Ralsei, but now Noelle and Berdly have been added to the mix, with Berdly being someone who is... He's got the spirit, he's full of himself, he's book smart if maybe not socially very aware, and he's clearly dealing with some deep insecurities. And then of course you have Noelle, and oh my god, it feels like you could make a whole friggin' video essay about Noelle. Between her anxieties, the relationship she has with her dad and her mum, her crush on Susie, it's all culminates in a character that I am praying we get much more of in the future chapters. I'm praying we get to see more of her in Chapter 3, quite frankly, because I feel like we've seen so much about her that needs to be explored more. Of course, we also got other characters as well. The practically iconic at this point Spamton G. Spamton, who was the first time I've ever actually decided to fight one of the hidden boss fights, meaning I probably had to go back to Chapter 1 to fight Jevil. Oh well. But Spamton is obviously a lot of fun himself, with this crazy, almost randomness about him, but still they're hinting at something darker, something that even seems to disturb Chris when you fight Spamton Neo. And honestly, the thing of Spamton, you know, his zaniness, his wackiness, going into overdrive when you cut all but one string, just for it to go like that the second you've cut the final puppet string, it's quite bleak, really. Also, oh my god, that Spamton Neo fight drove me crazy. Easily got to be the most difficult fight I've had so far in Deltarune. And then, of course, there's the Queen, and the Queen is my favourite character so far in this game. She gets to flourish the most under Toby Fox's sense of humour, while still being a valid threat. Her interactions with Berdly, wanting to desperately avoid him, have led to some iconic moments, like the, okay, there's nothing wrong with him, he's just annoying bit. Her reactions and just dialogue in general, I've often found she's just funny. Like, I don't know how else to put it. She's just really funny. The Punch-Out style boss fight is a great little addition. In fact, there's lots of bits like this. It feels like they're really getting to flex their muscles on what they can do with the game. You know, you get that, you have this house-claiming fight with Rules Card. The bullet patterns are clearly a case of them getting to indulge all the more on, like, what they can get away with. Like, it feels like they're really getting to flex their creativity in every aspect imaginable, meaning, again, there's never a dull moment in this game. There's, of course, additions from guest artists, notably for me, an artist I was actually already aware of before this chapter came out, Nell, coming in to design several characters, such as Sweet Cap and Cakes and Task Manager. Honestly, I think these designs were really rock, to be honest with you. They definitely still carry some of Nell's, like, signature style, yet I still think the characters look great in the overall world of Deltarune. The music is also, in my opinion, possibly even stepped up from Chapter 1 as well. There are some genuinely iconic tracks in this, like Cyberworld was an amazing, like, bit of music. Possibly one of my favourite video game tracks, let alone just from Deltarune. And the fact that they added, like, a music player at the end of the chapter, I think was a genius touch. The chapter is also much longer than Chapter 1. You know, easily twice as long, though more so because I was struggling with the Spamton Neo fight. And given that, and I think that's because the chapter, I believe, was originally going to be paid for, but Toby ended up giving it for free. And let me tell you, it's incredible. Please just play it. I cannot recommend it enough. The fact that you get chapters 1 and 2 absolutely for free, and you're probably going to be spending a combined, like 6 hours on the game, maybe longer if you're playing, like, the Jevil and Spamton neophytes. Genuinely, I cannot recommend it enough. The confirmation at the end, spoiler warning, that Chris is the knight, and of course a little bit more of a dive into the separation between Chris and the player that I'm hoping will be investigated maybe a little bit more. Maybe not Chapter 3, but Chapter 4 is coming out at the same time. I would like to see maybe a little dive into what's going on there. That's the thing, though, isn't it, though? Like, the game has laid so much more groundwork for things to go down. You know, what's going to happen between Noelle and Susie? Will Birdley continue to develop? I mean, if you played Snowgrave, definitely not. In fact, if you did the Snowgrave route, what's happened to Birdley? Is he dead, or is this just part of the seemingly play pretend that the Dark World seems to be based off of? Who knows? You know, what is this all building up to? What are Chapter 3 and 4 going to bring? You know, what is the goal of Chris, separate from us, the player? Is Chris this evil entity that some believe them to be? Or are they just an entity of chaos that is going about their own path, irrespective of what you've chosen? And of course, what are Ralsei's intentions? Because I know that the speech that Ralsei gives when they were about to open up another fountain did get some players to raise their eyebrows, and Ralsei really is on our side. I imagine Ralsei is, but there is also the chance that Ralsei is a shade of grey. Certain characters cannot be in different Dark Worlds. Like, what's that all about? You know, when we saw Lancer turn into stone, does that have potential future implications with other chapters? I guess there's only one way to find out, and that'll be to eagerly await for Chapter 3, which thankfully is coming real soon. Either way, this once again gets a huge recommendation from me. Don't waste any more time, try the game out for yourself. Like, I can go on and on, but it's just more amazing Deltarune action, and I cannot wait for Chapter 3. Please be sure to leave a like on this review, subscribe for more, and I'll see you all next time.